membuat hasil tanamnya tidak maksimal.
Lahan pertanian di Karawang, Jawa Barat yang mengalami penurunan tingkat kesuburan menjadi masalah serius bagi Ajud Tajrudin dan ribuan petani lainnya. Penggunaan pupuk kimia dan pestisida berlebih menjadi penyebabnya. Bayang-bayang bertambah.
Indonesia is often known as an agricultural country. Every year, millions of tons of rice, corn, and other crops are produced to feed more than 280 million people. To achieve high production, chemical fertilizer has become one of the most important tools in modern agriculture. For decades, fertilizer have helped farmers increase yields and support national food security. But beneath this success story, there is a problem that many people rarely talk about. According to agricultural expert from IPB University, around 72% Indonesian agricultural land is now considered critical due to declining organic matter content. Let that sink in. More than half of the land we depend on to produce food is showing signs of degradation. So the question is, how did we get here? And more importantly, can we continue increasing food production if the soil itself is becoming unhealthy? Many people assume that if crops are not growing well, the solution is simple: add more fertilizer, and when yields declines, add even more fertilizer. At first, this approach seems to work. Plants become greener, growth becomes faster, production increases. As a result, many farmers develop a strong dependence on chemical fertilizer. However, agricultural experts warn that excessive fertilizer use can create long-term problems that are not immediately visible. The danger is that farmers can easily see the leaves and harvest above the ground, but they cannot easily see what is happening beneath the soil surface, and that is exactly where the crisis begins. There are several reasons why chemical fertilizers are often overused. First, productivity pressure. Farmers are expected to produce more food every year. When higher yield becomes the main goal, adding more fertilizer is often seen as the fastest solution. Second, limited soil testing. Many farmers apply fertilizer based on habit rather than actual soil condition. Without knowing which nutrients are already available in the soil, fertilizer may be applied unnecessarily. Third, dependency. Chemical fertilizer provide quick and visible results. Compared with compost or organic fertilizer, their effect can be seen much faster. Because of this, many farmers gradually become dependent on chemical inputs. In fact, officials from Indonesia's Ministry of Agriculture reports cases where fertilizer application reaches almost 4 times the recommended amount. In some areas, farmers applied up to 1 ton of fertilizer per hectare, even though the recommended amount was only around 256 kilograms. This shows that over-fertilization is not just an individual issue. It has become a systemic agricultural problem.
What actually happens inside the soil? To understand the problem, we first need to understand something important. Healthy soil is actually a living ecosystem. A single gram of healthy soil can contain millions, even billions of microorganisms. These microorganisms play critical roles in agriculture. They decompose organic matter, recycle nutrients, improve soil structure, and they help plants absorb essential nutrients. In other words, healthy soil is alive. However, excessive fertilizer use can disturb this underground ecosystem. Long-term studies have shown that continuous chemical fertilizer use or application can reduce microbial diversity and alter microbial communities. As the beneficial microorganisms decline, nutrient cycling becomes less efficient. The soil gradually loses part of its natural ability to support plant growth. This is why some farmers feel they need more and more fertilizer over time. The soil is becoming increasingly dependent on external inputs. Another major problem is soil acidification. Many nitrogen-based fertilizers release hydrogen ions during chemical reaction in the soil. Over many years, the hydrogen ions accumulate in lower soil pH. Simple terms, the soil more acidic over time.
Why does this matter? Because plant cannot absorb nutrients in highly acidic soil. At the same time, the toxic elements such as aluminum become more available and may damage the plant roots. As soil acidity increases, the fertilizer efficiency will decrease. Ironically, farmers often respond by applying even more and more fertilizer, and this creates a cycle that becomes increasingly difficult to break. This creates what scientists call a vicious cycle. More fertilizer leads to declining soil health. Declining soil health reduces nutrient efficiency. Reduced nutrient efficiency encourages more fertilizer use, and the cycle continues. Ironically, the symptoms of soil degradation are often treated with the same solution that help create the problem. When productivity drops, more fertilizer is added. When soil fertility weakens, more fertilizer also added, but the real problem may no longer be nutrient deficiency. The real problem might be declining soil health itself.
Now that we understand how excessive fertilizer use affect soil health, let's look at the broad effects of this issue. The consequences are not limited to the soil itself. In fact, they extend far beyond the farm. First, let's look at the environmental impact. Excess nitrogen and phosphorus can be lost into rivers and groundwater. This can cause water pollution and eutrophication, where excessive outlet will damage aquatic ecosystem, affecting the environment. Excessive fertilizer is also makes economic challenges for farmers. Farmers spend more money on fertilizer while receiving lower nutrient efficiency. Over time, production costs increase. However, the impacts do not stop there. This issue can also affect food security in the future. Perhaps the biggest concern is the future of the food production. If soil degradation continues, maintaining agricultural productivity will become increasingly difficult and expensive. In other words, this issue is not only about fertilizer. It is about the future sustainability of Indonesian agriculture. So, how can we address this problem? Fortunately, there are several solutions that help restore soil health and support sustainable agriculture. However, the solution is not eliminating chemical fertilizers completely. The real solution is restoring balance. The first solution is balanced fertilization. More fertilizer does not always mean more yield. Fertilizers should be applied according to actual crop needs. Second solution is regular soil testing. Soil testing helps farmers understand nutrient availability and avoid unnecessary fertilizer use. Another important solution is integrated nutrient management. Experts recommend combining chemical fertilizers with organic materials such as compost, mature, and crop residues. Organic matters improve soil structure, support microorganisms, enhance long-term fertility. In addition, community-based composting can help reduce dependence on chemical fertilizers. Agricultural waste and household organic waste and can be transformed into compost instead of becoming waste. This approach is affordable and can be implemented at community level. Farmers also need stronger agriculture extension programs. They need access to updated information, training, and guidance on sustainable fertilizer management. Finally, government support plays an important role in promoting sustainable sustainable agriculture. Policies should not only encourage fertilizer use but also promote soil health through organic fertilizers, new fertilizers, and long-term soil monitoring programs. By implementing these strategies, we can improve soil health while maintaining agricultural productivity. This brings us to the conclusion of our presentation. Chemical fertilizers have played an important role in feeding the world. The problem is not the fertilizer itself. The problem is excessive and unbalanced use. Indonesia's agricultural challenge today is no longer simply producing what we want. The challenge is producing food without degrading the soil that makes agriculture possible. Because healthy crops begin with healthy soil. And when soil health declines, productivity may survive for a while, but sustainability doesn't. The future of Indonesian agriculture depends not only on what we grow above the ground, but also in how well we protect what lies beneath it.